Hello, my name is Kiara Merchant, and today I will be presenting my presentation on intimate partner violence. Intimate partner violence is abuse or aggression that occurs in a close relationship. Intimate partner refers to both current and former spouses and dating partners. IPV can vary in how often it happens and how severe it is. Intimate partner violence also occurs in teenagers, young adults, and people who, you know, just look, that are very private. And sometimes when it occurs in teenagers, you normally won't know what they are going through until like one of their friends tell you what's going on, and then sometimes it'd be too late because the consequences of their actions already be done took place. It can range from one episode of violence that could have lasting impact to chronic and severe episodes over multiple years. Intimate partner violence includes four types of behavior. So you have the physical violence, sexual violence, stalking, and psychological. Physical is where they putting their hands on you, abusing you, all kinds of stuff. The sexual violence is like forcing themselves on you, rape, or any kind of thing that you don't agree with or you don't approve of. Stalking is where someone is deliberately following you on purpose and you're not aware of it. Or somebody can be peeping through your window. That's a form of stalking. Psychological aggression is the use of verbal and nonverbal communication with the instance to harm another person mentally or emotionally. So how big is this problem? Intimate partner violence is common. It affects millions of people in the United States a year. Data from CDC National Intimate Partner and Sexual Violence Survey indicates about 1 in 4 women and nearly 1 in 10 men have experienced contact sexual violence, physical violence, and or stalking about intimate partner during their lifetime. Over 43 million women and 38 million men experience psychological aggression by intimate partners. So pretty much, people who are in a relationship have the tendency of having some kind of um form of violence, either verbal, mentally, or physically, or sexually. So in healthcare, so how would we assess intimate partner violence? To assess intimate partner violence, the provider needs to be non-judgmental and open to hear what the patient has to say. So, and some patients would not talk if the person is inside the room. So as the provider, you should at least ask the person that's inside the room to step out. And you may have instances where they may give you some back talk or backlash about wanting to step out of the room, but at the end of the day, it's all about the patient and you trying to gather information from the patient and not them, because they can be while they in the room, they can intimidate the patient's answers and make them not want them to open up to you. So it's pretty much you trying to get understanding from the patient. So some signs of intimate partner violence. They are treating you exceptionally well at the beginning of the relationship. This includes they whining and dining you, taking you anywhere you want to go, offering to pay, your bills in your home, just pretty much doing everything for you. You really just don't have to do nothing for yourself because they're gonna take care of it, making you feel sorry for him or her. So in this case, they want you to. It's like they think that if something goes on or you call something, they think you should feel sorry for them. And if you don't feel sorry for them, that you hate them and all that kind of stuff. And that don't be the case. They really just trying to turn themselves. They're trying to turn yourself against your own self by making you look bad. In actuality, in which they're the one that's doing wrong. Never being at fault. They never admit that they wrong. They always thinking that they right, and you can't tell them that they are wrong. Trying to control you through constant communication, separating you from your family and friends physically or emotionally, or causing chaos before or during family events, being overly critical, especially with worrying about, oh, you shouldn't wear those type of clothes and it's too revealing, or this shouldn't be going on, you should do this to your hair, just certain things like that. Searching your belongings for evidence of cheating, prying into private belongings to learn more of your innermost feelings or past, assessing your email, Facebook, and phone records, booking your calendar so it seems impossible to end the relationship, and systematically removing you from your existing friends with probable excuses and keeping you too busy to maintain them. So, what do we do if these signs are observed in our friends, family, or throughout the community? So, what are we going to do? So, we are going to decide that any abuse is too much. Meaning, even if they push you, slap you, that may be too much. You need to report it. Tell someone you are being abused. Document your injuries. Call a local hotline for help, or fill out a personalized safety plan. Remember that it's not your fault you are being abused. And too many times, many people think that it's a reason why their abuser is abusing them. It's not. It's the abuser. The abuser have some kind of form of issues going on with themselves. So it's not just you. It's them as well. Well, it's not you at all. It's them. Friends and family, learn all you can about abuse. Teach your loved one about abuse. Document the injuries you use. Call a local hotline for more resources. And listen to your loved one. And most importantly, be patient, because you don't want to rush your loved one in and out trying to get out the situation when they're not ready. And then sometimes when you do that, they end up going back to that same person, and then something else, another bigger problem comes about. So you want to make sure that you patient with them, and whenever they're ready to make that change, they are ready. They'll be ready. So persons with certain risk factors are more likely to become perpetrators or victims of intimate partner violence. So this means people who grown up in situations in home environment that's where they witnessed their mom or dad being physically abused or mentally or emotionally abused. They say that those people will have the tendency of being abused themselves or being someone who's being abused. It's not 9 out of 10. That's not normal. It doesn't occur, but sometimes beats the situation, and you want to make sure that those people get some kind of form of therapy to make sure that they heal from that situation, so they can be able to have a healthy and long-lasting relationship as well. Some risk factors for IPV victimization and perpetration are the same, while others are associated with one another. For example, childhood physical or sexual victimization is a risk factor for future IPV perpetration and victimization. A combination of individual, relational, community, and society factors contribute to the risk of becoming a intimate partner violent perpetrator, a victim. Understanding these multi-level factors can help identify various opportunities. So, some relationship factors that may be included inside of, um, that may include violence or whatever. There are marital conflicts such as fights, tensions, and other struggles, jealousy, possessiveness, and negative emotion within an intimate relationship, marital instability such as divorces or separations, dominance and control, economic stress, unhealthy family relationship and interactions, association with antisocial and aggressive peers, parents with less than a high school education, and society and social isolation / lack of social support. Individual risk factors include low self-esteem, low income, low academic achievement, young age, aggressive or delinquent behavior as a youth, heavy alcohol and drug abuse, depression and suicide attempts, anger and hostility, lack of nonviolent social problem-solving skills, antisocial personality traits, and conduct problems, poor behavior control / impulsiveness. So some resources to include, for people who are dealing with intimate partner violence are, you want to make sure they're aware of their community hotline. You want to make sure that they know the telephone number to the police department or sheriff's department, because these situations can normally they can sometimes turn into good and into bad. So you want to make sure that you allow you tell them about all the resource that's offered to them during this time of struggle. Some situations is where you have some people who you go out. Back we had a situation back in 2017 where the officer was called out because the boyfriend was pretty much had held his family hostage, and the officer went out and he ultimately he was shot by the abuser. And so the abuser went on a just shooting rampage, a random rampage, because he felt like everybody that was trying to ruin his marriage, he felt like that he wanted some retaliation against them. So in one night he killed over a total of 7 people. He killed his wife, mother and stepfather. He killed her sister. Then he killed a cousin, an aunt, and he killed 2 children. So he really was, just, trying to make a point. But it's sad that it have to come to those type of levels. You just never know where people's mind frames are. And another situation is where a lady, she was a nurse. She was a travel nurse, and she was from Florida. And so what happened was the nurse was had met her boyfriend on this on social media. So she decides to meet him in Georgia at her travel assignment. So I guess she didn't want to be alone during her travel assignment, so she decides to bring him along. Well, come to find out, he was controlling and he was abusive. He was abusing her. She had wanted to get out of their relationship, according to her friends. Well, according to certain close friends, because her mom and dad did not know that she was dating somebody. And so what happened was, the tendency of her trying to leave and wanting to ghost. Trying to get away from it. He ended up killing her and killing himself. And I say this to say this: all this situation probably could have been avoided if only if her parents knew what was going on. And it's sad that it ended up this way, but you just can't go around just trusting people, and especially from social media. Okay, in conclusion, violence by an intimate partner is linked to both immediate and long-term health, social, and economic consequences. Factors at all levels, individual, relationship, community, and society contribute to intimate partner violence. This type of violence can occur among heterosexual or same-sex couples. Preventing intimate partner violence requires reaching to a clear understanding of those factors, coordinating resources, and fostering and initiating change in individual families and society. Well, that concludes my presentation on intimate partner violence, and I pray that this can reach to someone who's currently in this situation, and they can eventually seek help. Thank you all for listening, and thank you for providing me with you all time.